Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. So I got my molds in today that I had bought from Into Resin. Now this is a soap dish and it's got the little flowers down in there. Now I'm going to try my best. There's some little leaves and the flowers. And I'm going to try to paint those up. And I was going to do green to pour, but since there is leaves down in there, I can't do green to pour, can I? Because I have to do green for my leaves. So what color should I pour it? I love color. Okay, let's do rose red. We'll pour it with rose red. And I'm going to pitch on a time lapse as I paint this up and mix up some resin. And then we will be back to pour. See you guys shortly.
In Linda's room, the magic hums, epoxy dreams, where art becomes diamond sparkle, a galaxy's tease, lights that glow, we set them free. Diamonds and glow, they steal the show. Resin rivers, watch them flow. Glue it tight, let the art ignite. Diamonds and glow, we own the night. Diamonds and glow, we own the night. Brush in hand, a steady dance, a final touch, a second chance. Crystal whispers in the light, a masterpiece takes its flight. Diamonds and glow, they steal the show. Resin rivers, watch them flow. Glue it tight, let the art ignite.
Alrighty guys, so what I have done is I've got everything painted up. I painted some little blue flowers, purple flowers, and then I painted some of the greenery around in there. I have 102 gram of part B and 112 gram of part A. And we're going to use this rose red pigment. I'll just shake it up here. Because I do want it to be clear because I want to see those crystals. But I also want it colorful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5. These bottles are hard to shake. This is a resin dye, not an alcohol ink. It's not a pigment paste. It's a resin dye. Resin dyes are transparent, but they're not going to fade like the alcohol ink. Okay. Oh, I think I put 3. Okay, I think that's about 10 or 11 drops. And I'm not going to put any crushed crystal or anything in this. Yeah, I think that'll be plenty. Now, I haven't mixed this resin up yet. I want to put my color in there first. And then I'm going to mix. When you do put color in, make sure you scrape your stick even when you're mixing to get that uncured resin off your stick. And then when you mix, also scrape your sides because if you don't want any uncured resin into your piece. So guys, I'm going to mix this up, get it in the debubbler, and we're going to be back to pour in just a moment. Alright guys, so I got my resin out of the debubbler, and we are going to pour. I don't want to pour any alcohol down in there because of where I painted it up. I don't want it to mess with my paint. But I do believe that if I pour this down in there, I can move this around because it's such a soft silicone that I can get that, make sure there's no bubbles. Okay. Almost filled. There we go. Don't want to overfill a mold. Handmade mold. Yeah, there's no bubbles. The way this slants up, there might be a bubble there. There's one. Okay. The way this slants up usually keeps it from getting too many bubbles. You see one there. So let's see. A dotting tool here where I can pluck that bubble out. Here it comes. Oh, there's one as well. Come on, bubble. I do like how you can pull this mold and I mean you can see the bubbles if there are any and get them to come right up. See one under here? Come on. Trying to get it off the leaf. There we go. I'm trying not to let my color off, but do get all the bubbles. And there's a bubble right down in that leaf. You can see them. That's the good thing. If you do this in clear, you can see them. That does seem like bubbles are getting right down in the corners of the flower. So under here, and just push them out. I hope I'm not messing up my color. And I don't want a missing petal. I'm seeing quite a few bubbles coming out of there. Well, a lot more than I thought was down in there. So maybe if I had used a thinner resin, like a 2-to-1, I wouldn't have this issue. Or if I maybe poured slower. Okay, I think that is it. There's always going to be bubbles on these little crystals, but you're not going to see them. Okay, that held about 5 ounces, maybe 4 or 5 ounces. Now, I'm going to give that a spritz. Too much, I know, but I did it. Trying to get that bubble to come away from the side. There we go. Now it popped. Now, guys, I went ahead and painted this top up. I do want to try to paint the bottom, all those little leaves. It's not going to be the greatest. And then I want to pour him as well. I made this once. Like I said, going to be a little more difficult, I think. Paint up. But I'm going to try it. It's probably going to look pretty rough. But I want to see what it looks like with a solid color. I wonder if I can pull it this way. That will help. I'm getting the powder dropping down in there if I do it the other way. And then I'm going to have to try to clean it somehow. So I'm going to use my body. I hope you guys can see the mold. I'm trying to paint this. Okay. Like I said, I already painted the top up. And roll it all around. It's very difficult to get down in there. And I just think it looks so pretty. I can get all that green painted. I'm going to have some cleanup to do. And the heater kicked on. So that's what that horrible noise is. All right. Now let's see if I can get that cleaned up somewhat. It's not going to be the greatest, but as I said, I just want to get some of the green. Okay. Almost. All right. Now there is a spot or two I do want to kind of touch up. And I kind of got with the alcohol, I think. Okay. That's all I'm going to do. Now, I don't think I have enough to do this whole thing, but I may have enough to do the bottom. So, what I am going to do is I don't want this clear. I want to do solid. And I got the red, blue dual color. Somebody I think had asked if I had this, so I did order it because I want to try it. And I think it looks really pretty, but I am going to put it in the pink that I already have mixed up. So it probably will look a little different. It is opened. All right. Now I'm just going to put a scoop, maybe two. And let's see if we can get that mixed up. I'm just curious what it'll look like painted up in solid. I think it's going to be prettier than just the, oh, this is getting warm. I think it's going to be prettier than just the clear poured in it with the transparent color. Okay, hopefully I've mixed the mica powder up enough because, like I said, this is getting pretty warm. And I've probably introduced bubbles. Alright. I see a bunch of bubbles coming out of there. I'm afraid with that being so deep. You know what? We'll mix up some more to pour that. Let's spritz this and pour this solid. This is a good sized butterfly. A little bit more. It's a really pretty color, isn't it? And then we'll do a little box, this solid color without putting anything in it. So that way you can spill too much. You can see what it looks like. Okay, so we got that. Now, also, I got the turtles, the little turtle boxes. I can figure out how to open these. That's the hardest time. There we go. Now these are the shakers. So I think I've got enough to do this bottom and probably still a little extra. And I got both sizes from, and all these molds are from Resin, which I do have a 20% discount code that I will pop up on the screen there for you guys. As well as it'll be in the description as always. And you can get 20% off of any Resin product, and that does include their sale. There we go. We'll make a little shaker there. I've still got quite a bit. Okay, move him over. So let's see. I don't think I have enough for that one. What about this little box? I don't know if I've got enough for it, but we'll see. This way we can see what they look like. Solid. And I hope I don't get no bubbles. That's why I spritzed the alcohol. Okay, let's mess with this before I think you'll be able to hold the rest of it. Just kind of move it around a little bit. There we go. You see those bubbles coming out of there? Just in case. There's a bubble coming out, quite a few of them. Just from messing around with the sides. Squeeze it. Which is what I should have done with this little guy. But I didn't. Or girl, whatever you prefer to call it. I think we just have a habit of always he instead of she. And I don't know why. I call everything he. And my husband even calls my cats. Better girls. He. Okay. I think that's going to be perfect to fill that up. Get the rest of this out of there. Okay, almost. Now, let's see. Let's go around this little lip and see if we can get all of that out of there. And I think that's filled that up perfectly. All right, guys. We are going to mix up. I'm going to mix up about 4. I don't think that's going to use 4 ounces. I think it's probably going to use 3, but I'm going to mix up 4. And I'm going to mix up 4 ounces for that. And then we're going to come back and pour it. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, guys, I got 4 ounces in here. So let's put some color. Just so you guys know how much I put in there. There's 1 scoop and 2 scoops. Now, let's see how this is. And it doesn't have anything mixed in. Just trying to get it to wet all the mica powder first. That way it doesn't go flying anywhere. Okay, now, I think it looks the same. Alright guys, I'm going to mix this up, put it in the debubbler. We'll be back to pour. Alright guys, so I got 4 ounces of resin mixed up, and we're going to try to get it to go right down in there. I did put it in the debubbler. We're going to try to get it to just fill the bottom of this up. Curious to know how much this is going to hold. Because I know it held more than what I thought it was going to. Now I am worried about bubbles, so I'm going to kind of pull this around a little bit before I do the top. I'm trying to let it kind of flow on its own around the bottom. It looks like it has. So, see if we can get that to fill all the way up. Almost. Okay. Now the problem with this box is the way they cut it. It's kind of not cut even. So I'm going to take a little bit of that out. I don't want it domed. There we go. Now, I'm getting spray alcohol down in there because I painted those sides up. So I hope that's got it. Same way with this. I painted it up, so I don't want to spritz any alcohol down in there. Okay. Now we'll have to go around and make sure I don't have bubbles under that lip. So let's do that. And I have only used 2 ounces. So I think this is a 2 ounce box. Alright. Can't really see under there. So you kind of going in blind. You do see a couple bubbles that's came out from doing this. So least we're getting them out. I think we got them. Okay. Put your box there. Okay. Now, we can add just a little smidgen more to this box. There we go. Yep, 2 ounces. Exactly. So, and if you guys are looking, I can't tell the difference between the colors between the two. So, guess we need another mold now. What's going to hold 2 ounces? I don't know if to fill our little shot glass thingy up or not, but we'll try. This whole thing might just end up being a dump mold and get all different kinds of colors. But I think we might have enough to fill it up. I think 2 ounces is probably about what it holds as well. Not quite 2, is it? Okay, let's see. I have about a ½ ounce left. So 1.5 ounces for this one. Good deal. Now, y'all know how I like my little birds. I love these little birds. They're so cute. Okay. Now, I do got to squeeze his nose. Probably shouldn't have filled him up that much, but there we go. We got his nose. Now, he's got a little buddy back here. Now, we want to see if we've got enough to fill his buddy as well. This is a really pretty color. I'm not sure this is the color they were asking about, though. But I seen this one and I did order it because I was thinking this might be the color the person was asking about. They said it was a red-blue color change. I don't think this is a color change, though. I think it's just 2 colors in one. I'm going to have to work more. Okay. Alrighty. Now, that's got something in it. Let's see if we can put that out. Okay, I think I got it. Got something in that one as well. Can't tell. I see a bubble. Now, just grip it since it has covered my color. Alright, now I did mix up 15 milliliter here of resin, and this is just a very light blue. I put 2 drops of a blue ink. And it's just sky blue. I put 2 drops in there. Now I didn't put this in the debubbler and get the bubbles out, so I'm hoping it'll degas very well. I really don't want a bubble looking. I think I'm going to put it in the debubbler. I'll just preset it. This is for my shell because I forgot that we do need to do the shell, but we need to see through it. So let me get this in the debubbler. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, so that degassed very, very quickly. I was shocked where I set my alcohol. I'm going to spritz that little turtle shell just because of the little lines down in there. I do want to make sure it gets in every single one of those. I don't think it's going to need all of this. Almost. Let me get down here where I can see. Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn around this way and just see something. It's not, the mold's not completely level. It kind of leans to that side just a little bit. Wonder if okay, it doesn't have paper on it. Oh, you see what I just did? I just dumped it out. Only okay. See if I can get this off. All right. Spray some alcohol. If I leave it there, guys, I'll stick my fingers in it, or my arm rather, and I just don't want to risk that. So, and I just dumped that turtle up at that bird over. Anybody else as clumsy as I am? I mean, I know I am. Clearly admit it. And clean that off. What kind of walls? Look at it. One way it's blue, one way it's purple. I'm going to change my gloves out since I stuck my hands down in that. Okay. Now, see if I need to pour a little more in there since I dumped some of it out. There we go. Now, to bottom that off, just going to drop some right down in the center. And I got a little skull here. And I put the rest of that pinky purple color in, and I'm just going to dump this in. Alright, almost. Okey pokey. Alright. Almost. I was hoping to have enough to fill the skull up, but I think he's going to need just a little more of something else. So, anyways, that's all I got. We will let that cure up. Just give me another paper towel. Alright, guys. We'll let all that cure up, and we will come back for. See that? I'm telling you, it's got it. Woohoo! And there's a bubble. There we go. I think I see another one. I think it's just color. I'm trying to mix the color in so it's not just all a solid there. Here we go. All right, guys, let's let all this cure up and come back and demold and see what we got. I'll see you guys then. So everything has cured up. So let's start demolding and see what we look like. I'm not going to finish filling this up because it's just such a small amount. I can fall that down and it will still be fine. There is our little skull, pink head. And let's get our birds. Take this off where I overflowed or I dumped it. I think these little birds are so cute. A little overage there. And at least the bottom's flat. It's really pretty in it. Okay. And our next one. Very curious to see how these all turned out with this dual color. I'm going to have to be hauled down just a little bit. It's a little sharp. It's very pretty, isn't it? Love that color. And it does kind of change. It's like a blue, pink, purplish looking color. Let me get some gloves before I do my handmade molds. Oh, that way I don't accidentally get fingerprints down in there. So I have to be as cautious peeling this back. Okay. Now a little bubble here. I can fix that. I always have to trim the bottom of this. I wonder if maybe it holds a taper candle. Maybe it looks a little wide for a taper candle. It has to be. Anyways, all right, let's see. Turtle we haven't done before, but the box we have. So let's see how our box turned out. So far, no bubbles. I got one there, and a couple of them, and a big one. I'm going to have to fix those. Ooh, I do like that painted up, though. It's really pretty. Yeah, on the bottom, like I said, I didn't do the greatest job on this. Always a little soft, but no bubbles that I see. We'll have to trim the bottom. It's a little sharp, but not too bad. And the lid's always loose. Fix those bubbles and it'll be a cute little box. Okay, now we've done the tray. I've got a couple little bubbles here. Looks more like the silicone has got stuck in them. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Okay, very pretty, isn't it? Still sparkly, doesn't matter if it's clear or if you put a solid color. I'm going to have to pick that silicone off. Fill in a few bubbles around the bottom. I can get that silicone off. I'll worry about it later. Still very pretty. Butterfly. And that's pretty too. Now you can see the flowers. You can see a little more of the detail this way. Very, very pretty. Now for our turtle box. Sorry about the heat, guys, but it's cold. I have to have heat going. He's very cute. I bet you could put a little temporary tattoo on there. And then you would have a little thing. Now let's get some tape before I do this. Because I don't want that going down in that mold. Those little pieces where I overflowed it. I ripped it. Okay, let's see if we can get this to line back up without ripping. There we go. Okay. Now I should just get those right off. Good deal. Go ahead and do this one as well. There we go. Okay. Now the lid. Oh, it gets perfect down in there. That is awesome. So we'll clear him up, fill him up here in just a minute. I've got some things sitting out to do that. Now this soap dish, I'd wanted this for so long, and I finally got it. So let's see how it looks. The back of it's matte. I got a couple little bubbles. I think that's the only two I see. We'll have to trim the bottom. Oh, that turned out cute. I did miss this spot here and down here. I didn't see those. So, I think it's very pretty. And I didn't get between the leaves. So next time I'll know. But I do like that. Very pretty. Now, cover that back over and move that out of the way. Let's fill this little sucker. That overage that I didn't wipe up. I do believe I have to clean my table off. Alright, so got some pink and purple and gold and silver and just a bunch of different little stones here. And I think will look really pretty down in there. Just crushed glass. Okay, let's see if I can get these that I spilt. I'm getting a little spoon. Okay, there we go. I'm just throwing them everywhere. Alright, now I also have these. These have larger rocks and things in them, different colors. I'm just going to throw those around as well. There's a little pearl. I'm still finding pearls. Just the other day I picked up a couple of pearls out of the floor. And I pulled my table out. That's been months ago. But I lost all those everywhere. But anyways, got those. Got a couple of these little colorful seashells. Been on vacation many years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but they had this little place and you could get, I think that's going to be too big, you could get a bag of seashells, whatever fit in the bag for like $1. So I bought a bunch of them just because I thought they was cute. Okay. I'd like to fit one of those, but I think they're too high. I don't know, that one might fit. Okay. Now, put those back in the bag here. Go ahead and put that little purple one in, or a little blue one in there as well. Shake this down so I can close it. Alright, let's see. There's a little purple butterfly. And we can do a red butterfly. I think a red would look really pretty. Now let's see. And it will shake. Good deal. See if I can get another little butterfly in there. There's a light purple. Oh, and there's a blue one. Gotta have a blue one as well. Yeah. Now, move those out of my way. And I like the B7000 glue for this because it's got a thin tip. And I can go right around that lip and just put enough to hold it without getting it everywhere. There we go. And then we can set this right down in there. Press it into the glue and let that glue up. And that will be our shaker. So that is it, guys. I'm going to trim some stuff up, fix a couple of holes, and then I'll see you guys back for the next video. And I'll post some photos at the end. So bye for now.